Hello to everyone! Today I will show you how I make rigging for my robot character. This is gonna be a series of lectures where I show you the process of rigging. Usually robot characters are easier than humans just because their mesh is not connected with each other and made from a lot of different models. And it's just easier to weight and stuff in rigging, you know? In this video we'll create a joint hierarchy, or let's say a skeleton of bones. And in the next videos we will connect the geometry to the skeleton we're going to create today. As well as we will make the FK and IK controllers for the rig, and I'll show you the differences between these controllers. Many 3D artists are afraid of rigging like a fire, and even animators who work with rig every single day are afraid of it. However, rigging is easy, and I'll show you that. It's Karina and let's begin! I've made this simple robot called Henry. This model movements in the major part is human-like, but with the exception of some details like legs, for example. But in the principle, this does not affect the rigging process itself. So let's start. I'm gonna create a scene. Let's call it 001 underscore robot Henry rig. Okay. Save as. We're currently in the modeling menu. So my model is actually made with a lot of different models, like you can click and see that they're not connected together. However, we have to combine all the objects in the scene so we can start rigging. So let's select the whole robot. And in the modeling menu, we go to the mesh combine. Then don't forget to modify freeze transformations, edit by type, history. So basically we can delete this folder. Let's just call this robot Henry Geo. Geo is geometry. However, before starting the rigging process, we will set up a shelf video. It will help me to find buttons that I have on my shelf, so repeat after me. The first thing we're gonna do is a customization of the shelf in Maya. We click on the new shelf, press this button right here, then type the name of your shelf and click create. I want to add some basic tools right now. I'm gonna go to edit. Then I'm going to the delete by type button, and I'm going to press Ctrl and Shift together and click on the button. Now, what else do we need? We also need to add the non-deformer history, so click here, and you can see that the button is added to the shelf. Then we go to the modify and click on center pivot, and also freeze transformation. Every time pressing on the buttons, Ctrl Shift and clicking on the buttons we need. We would also add from the menu Create, Polygon Primitives, Plane, and in the same menu Create we would also find and click Locator. Then we have to switch from the modeling menu to rigging. We go to the skeleton and we add Create Joints. We would also need to add Constraints. It is one of the tools. These are one of the tools that we riggers use often in work. We would add to the shelf each constraint from the menu. So, parent, point, orient, scale, aim, and pole vector. So, what else do we need to add? Exactly. Local rotation axis and NURB circle. We go to the display, then to transform display, and click on the local rotation axis, another important button for riggers. Then we will go to the NURBS primitives and add circle. We would use it for creating our controls for joints in the next videos. I think we're done. Let's start then. If I select my model, you can see how many faces I have. It's 132,000. So if you want to see how many polygons your model has, you have to go to the modeling menu, then display, heads up display, and then poly count. So just turned off, and then
I'm gonna start with the setup of the legs. Modeling, Windows, settings, preferences, settings. I will change my scene to the meter. Okay. Also, make my model a bit up. So it's not. We're going to create the first joint, then just zero this out. Increase transformations. This joint we will call a root joint. The joint, of course, is going to be oriented to the world. Then we go to the side view. Let's click the joint tool. I will set also snap to the grids. So we create the perfect. How many you want to have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's create 6, for example. And then from the ankle, we're gonna go forward to the tip. And we move it right here. Turn off the snaps to the grid. So that's hips, knee, and then ankle. Let's measure out.
So as you can see, each joint points with its x-axis to the next joint. So this one also with the x in this direction, this one in this direction, this one in this direction, etc. So in the last one, because it does not have any joint to follow, it takes the local rotation axis of the world. It's because, as you can see, the last joint has a different primary orientation axis than others. Then I will just eliminate the last one, and we'll have now all the axes orientated in the same direction with the X, Y or Z axis. The first joint is the only joint I can move, because if we will select and move the second one, you can see that the local rotation axis of the previous one is not following with the X axis the next one, so we're breaking the rig and it's not gonna work for the animators. So the first one we can move, and all the others we can only rotate or scale. Like the first one we also can rotate and scale, so let's just rotate it in the form of the leg. Alt 2. Now we have our geometry. Now we scale it to the point where we're gonna rotate our geometry. So it's here. I'm gonna rotate it with this geometry, like this one. And it's always better to make it precisely where you expect to rotate it. And I think I'm gonna rotate it here. Then we select the second one. We also scale it, then rotate. Then we go to the third joint. We also rotate it. Right here. Then scale it. This one, rotate. Scale. And this one, the last one, is gonna be that tip. So when we did it, yeah. We also forgot to turn on the X-ray joints. So it's right here. Now you can see it for the geometry. Let's see the rig hierarchy we've created. So this is one left leg, 0. For right now, we're gonna call it like this. Well, the thing is, if we select all of this and try to rotate it, okay, it rotates actually. As well, don't forget to select all of these joints we've created and click on freeze. So we eliminate all the data of the rotation that we've had. So let's select all joints we've created. And if we try to rotate, they're going to rotate all in the same direction, just because of the local rotation axes. It's rotating all in the same plane. The thing is that sometimes when you try to create the hierarchy of the joints, it behaves really strange when you try to rotate it. For example, like now it's behaving correct, but in some cases you touch this one forward and it rotates you on another direction. So now I will show you another way how you can rig it. Let's hide this hierarchy and let's go to the left view. Okay, we can create joints like this, then another joint here, yeah. Then just another joint here, then another joint here, then another joint here, then here. Shift P to unparent it. Let's select all the joints we've created. Let's click here. And now, as you can see, the first joint, it has to point on the next one with its x-axis, but it takes the axis of the world. The second one is actually pointing to the next one with x-axis, because we were creating it all together. The next one as well follows, and the next one follows. But the thing is that all the x-axis are in the different directions. So now, if we try to select all of them and move it on the x-axis, each one of them are moving in the different directions, just because they're moving on their primary axis. Okay. So let's just parent it. We select the joint 6, then we select with a shift joint 5, and then press P. Okay. Then we select the joint 5, Shift joint 4, P, and so on. P, P, P. Now, when we select the first joint in this hierarchy, we can move it here. Like, exactly where we expect it to rotate, to move. Let's just locate it in the center of the leg. Okay. So now, if we select all these joints and try to rotate it on their X joint, it behaves really strange. So we're going to fix it. I'm going to hide the geometry. Remember, Alt2 is hide geometry, or Ctrl1. Hide one part of the geometry, even if it's one mesh combined from unconnected objects. Turn it on again is also Alt2. Or you can select, for example, faces. One face, double click, and then Ctrl1, and then we can select just one piece of all the connected pieces. Okay. Object mode. What we're gonna do is we're going to orient all the axes in the proper direction to the next one, like an invisible plane, so that all of the joints rotate at the same direction. So first of all, check that you have to freeze every single joint. So let's rename it. The first joint we're gonna call left leg. The second joint we're gonna call left knee, 1. The third joint we're gonna call left knee, 2. The thing is that my character has, the legs of this character is not that much human, so we're having not 3 bones but 6. So the fourth joint we're gonna call left ankle. The 5th joint left ankle 2. And this one left feet. Okay, so we're gonna hide the geometry, Alt2. We go to the constraint menu. Where's constraint menu? Oh, we're in the modeling. Let's go to the rigging, then we go to the constraint. We go to the aim menu, like the button right here, no. So first of all, we're gonna select the second bone, then we select the first bone that is gonna be pointing to the second one. So driver driven. And what I want to do is I want to set up settings. So I'm gonna point with my x-axis. So my aim vector, x, y, and z. So this one we set up to the 1, which is x. But I'm gonna use another up vector. In this case, my up vector is gonna be z. It's already set up here. I want that my z primary axis are pointing forward, but I'm not gonna use my scene app. I'm gonna switch it to the object app. And on the world app object, I'm gonna replace the name. Let's write L, which stands for left ankle. And on the world app object, we're gonna replace it with the name L, knee 1. I'm gonna use the knee 1. I'm gonna use the knee 1 bone to stabilize the whole system. Apply. Well, it's not pointing forward with the Z. So let's just rotate it. Pressing the G, you can rotate it perfectly. Yeah. Now it's pointing with the Z forward. Now it's pointing with the X to the next bone. And it's pointing with the Z forward. We can delete the constraint because we don't need it anymore. So that's it for the legs, and now let's create the spine. We go to the side window. We select the joint rotation tool. I will also select snap to grids so we can create the perfect line. So let's get close. So how many I need? This is 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's open our hierarchy of the bones. We select all of them with Shift and click on the local rotation axis. It is all pointing with the Z forward and with the X to the next bone, except for the last one, because it takes the rotation axis of the world. So we eliminate the last one. Okay, so we choose the first bone. Again, go to the side view, turn off the grid, snaps to grid, and let's position it here, where the gravity center of the body. Now let's scale this bone. I'm gonna leave it here. Fourth bone we're gonna push forward here. If you want, you can select all the bones and go here in the channel box and select the radius as 0.2. So it became smaller and we can see stuff. So yeah, like this. If we would create a model for the game, we would probably create something like 3 or 4 spine bones, but I wanted to try to make it more like animation style. So let's see if it would work. But I wanted to make it more movable, just because the body itself is created less movable, let's say. Don't forget to freeze the transformations. Now we can check the bones separately, and we see that all our rotation and scale are empty. Let's select all of them. Try to rotate forward. Yeah, rotates, perfect. Side, perfect. Okay, let's rename it. M, which is for the middle. Spine. Okay, the first one we're gonna write 0. Okay, so we're having our controls positioned. Let's select geometry, Alt-2, so it disappears. Then we select driver driven, go to constraint, aim, change this to the scene up, apply. Then the third, the second, complete, apply. The fourth, the third, apply. Fifth, fourth, apply. 6, 5, apply. 7, 6, apply. We open all our joints and eliminate the constraint because we don't need it anymore. Delete. Let's just parent each one of them. P. 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 And P. Let's open the hierarchy. Freeze the transformation on the first one. You can check others. It all frozen. Perfect. Now, let's go Alt-2. we have the geometry. The thing is that we will rotate the arm from this one, from the third joint. So let's select all of them, rotate. Yeah, it rotates perfectly. This thing. Okay. But however, if we select from the first joint and we try to rotate, it will rotate in this circled manner, because we're not supposed to rotate from here. Like the second one is gonna rotate it like this. And from the third we can rotate it in whatever direction. Actually, I was thinking that maybe we don't need this joint one. So let's Shift B. Let's hide it for now. And all the others we need. Okay. Let's rename it. So it's left shoulder 1, left shoulder 2. Yeah, it has 2 shoulders and it will rotate differently. This one is left arm, left elbow. This one is also elbow. Yeah, it has 2 elbows. And this one is left wrist. Let's go to the skeleton, mirror joints. We change left for the arm, okay? We mirror across YZ, so it's like on the X, apply. Okay, seems it is working. Okay. Let's select from the shoulder and here and see how it behaves. So forward, forward, nice, and to the side. Perfect. Now what else do we need to do? We need to do is neck. Let's hide. H for hide. We have to do only the neck and the head, like the mouth and the eyes. Don't we have it already? I think we have it already. Yeah, we have it already in the middle head top. Okay. So let's turn on our arms. So select this joint and this joint and click B. Then this joint, B. Okay. Basically, it's not supposed to rotate. So we select the joint tool and click somewhere, I don't know, here. Then we select this one, B. This joint we're gonna just move. We translate. There is no rotation. What else we need? We need eyes. We snap it to the beginning of the eye. And and we will make it at the center by snapping to the center. Okay. Then this eye I'm gonna duplicate because it's not supposed to go in the different directions. We always need our eyes to follow the same direction, so it's easier to duplicate than mirror it. So we have to duplicate it, not mirror it. Okay, we snapped again. Yeah. Let's call this one right eye. Wait, this one is left eye, and this one is right eye. We select left eye, we select this bone, B. Right eye, this bone, B. Okay, I think we've done. Let's return here. Our gravity center. Actually, I need to create also the joints here. We snap it here. Okay. Click on these joints we've created, local rotation axis. Select this one, constraint, aim constraint, apply. Seems like it follows with X. Okay, let's try also unparent this constraint. P. Wait, Shift P. The second, the first, apply. Okay. Okay, so now we select these two guys. We select also this bone, B. Okay. What else we have to do? Yeah, the feet and the arms. Okay. Now we have to do only the palm and the feet. Okay. There's a lot of connections in the fingers, in the palm. I have this folder, additional red helpers, unhide. As you can see, there is a half of the sphere with the connected lines that points to the center, so I can snap the joints as I want, and it will rotate precisely at the center. Let's create joints. And for the middle one, I didn't create it, but it's not gonna be a problem. First of all, let's do the fingers. Okay, let's go to the joint creation tool. We click here. Why don't you clicking? Okay. Let's snap it here. Then we go to the perspective view and snap it to the center of the fingers. Here. No. A bit above. Here. Yeah. Okay. Duplicate. And we do the exact same action. We snap it to the center. We have the additional lines that helps us. We actually can select our geometry and make it here on the levels, so we cannot see it that much. And let's use the locator. Okay, we create the locator. Let's scale it. 0.1, 0.01. Okay. Okay, first of all, we snap the locator to the object. So this sphere, let's say. And how this locator works, it tries to find the point inside the model. So after you can snap the joint to the locator, and it's gonna be like inside the model. It's not gonna be the perfect. It's not gonna be the perfect center. However, here we don't need a perfect center. Locator. Okay. So we can move it freely, and it searches for being inside. Okay. This joint we snap to the locator. Okay. We duplicate the locator. We move it again manually. Tries to follow the we tries to find the approximate center. It's recording, right? Okay. Seems like it's the center. The joint, duplicate. Move, snap, snap, pressing V. Let's group them just to hide for a bit. All this one is our fingers, so let's rename them. Okay, let's select those 3 bones and rename it left index. Okay, this one let's write 0. So let's move here. We select this one, parent, this one, parent. We select those 3. Left, middle, 0. This one and this one, parent. This one and this one, parent. Select the hierarchy and rename to the left ring. Then the pinky one, parent, parent, and rename left pinky. Okay. Also this one, duplicate, move, snap, parent, parent, and let's rename those three. Left, thumb. Shift B. Those we also don't need. This, P. Okay. So this one is left palm thumb, left palm 0, and left palm 1. Okay. The thing that we have to reset our local location accesses, because if we try to open those bones, let's select all of them and see how they behave. Okay, it actually behaves good. Let's see how it behaves with left arm. Oh, those we also don't need, so select those two. Shift B. This one we eliminate. B. Let's select all those bones from arm and try to rotate to see how they behave. Seems like they behave good. We also have to add this here. B. So let's select all our arm to see how it behaves. We drag it with a shift selection and it seems good. See from side. Okay. Save the scene. We open all our hierarchy. Left, then the right. Let's select it all. Also down. And we eliminate the shoulder. Okay. So now, if we move, it moves in the opposite directions. Also, like this in the same, perfect. Like this in the opposite, perfect. And it seems like we've done. We also have to take this one. So now we grab our skeleton, shift root, B, and we created this position. So now when we select the root, we can position it somewhere. Okay. And that's it for today. This is the first thing you have to make sure works right. This part is one of the most important parts, because other parts like creating a weight for the rig or controllers for the rig are not that important. But local rotation accesses, it is. As well as if you will miss some error and will have to remake the weight again and controllers again, break the rig, or let's say one specific part of the rig. Eliminate the problem and make sure it works again. So make sure it works as you expect to. And do not forget to freeze your joints. In the next videos, we will finally associate the geometry to the rig we've created, as well as we will create FK and IK controllers and finally be able to animate. It was Karina with you. Bye! And see what a beauty we have here.